I'm Amy with Faith and Freedom.
I'm Cassidy with Maskless Women of Southern Oregon.
I'm Megan with Maskless Women of Southern Oregon.
I'm April with Faith and Freedom.
We're putting Southern Oregon first, and so should you.
I'm here with Christo Hartman from Americans in Action.
We put Oregon first. I think that's very important.
Hi, folks. I'm Ryan Mallory with Jackson County Scanner Group and Thief Hunter Labs. First of all, I wanted to wish you a happy 4th of July. I hope you enjoy it with some family and friends. And this 4th of July, me and some of my friends have something special for you, for Southern Oregon, really. We've put together a freedom-focused news and media source, a place where you can get articles that are relative to your lifestyle and keep up on government, see what's going on in the world, and also have contributing editorials from local people. So there's about 25 people involved in this, with everything from research to writing articles. There's a website, Facebook, some different Telegram accounts for local news, and chat amongst people that love freedom. I'm here with Scott Morgan, and we're going to be working on a little project, and I wanted to have Scott tell you a little bit about his visions.
You know, this is going to be fun. I just really have this thing about we the people. The only way our constitutional republic works correctly and works well is it requires the participation of we the people. And we've all been asleep at the wheel. We have.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, we have to take responsibility. We have to take a second and step back and go, yep, we messed that up.
Yeah.
You know, the first thing in correcting any mistake is you must first take responsibility for it. So we have to look and go, wow, look around us. It's not hard. Things are falling apart everywhere, and they're starting to push up on us with livestock farming and guns. And it's like Oregon's its own special little place. Even in that, we the people still have the say. I think along the way we've gotten convinced somehow, maybe conditioned is a better word, that we don't have a say. The bureaucracy has pushed us down over time, and we just don't feel like messing with the system and blah, blah, blah. But it wasn't designed that way.
Something we need to take back. Governed for the people, by the people, is the way it was supposed to be, and it doesn't always feel that way. Sometimes locally, definitely statewide and nationally.
Yeah. And to preserve these rights, governments are instituted among men.
Yes.
And they derive their just powers from the consent of the governed. Fresh out of the Declaration of Independence, the first document that was written. And we came before government. We instituted government because, to be honest with you, I'm grateful. I don't want to deal with the road system. I don't want to deal with the water and the sewer system. No. I'm grateful.
We need it, and the U.S. has some of the best road systems and water systems in the world.
Absolutely. So it's not like bad on government as a whole. It's just what government has become, and it's become that because we fell asleep at the wheel. And I don't like navigating the legal system either. So.
No, I feel like maybe even since the early 1900s, Revolutionary War, we got rid of the kings and queens. We got rid of the dictatorships. But then slowly over time, we allowed, the Hollywood elite and politicians to become our kings and queens. Yeah. We now live under oligarchy, in my opinion, and I sure would like to get that back to the constitutional republic that we were.
It's astonishing. You can watch, if you doubt conditioning, if you doubt programming, if you will, then all you've got to do is walk around town right now and you'll see people still wearing their masks. And it took less than a year to condition people to wear their masks, and they use these slogans of, be safe. Be safe. What does that mean? Be safe. Science is real. Yeah, science is real, but it's how you use it. It's a slogan that anyone can attach to, and it's attached with an emotional piece. That's how you really get people, is you give them a slogan, you give them a phrase, and then you give them an emotional piece to it. And the emotional piece is protect your neighbors. Don't get sick. You know, make sure, do it for them. It's an emotional propaganda.
Guilt mongering in some ways. If I don't wear a mask, even though I have the antibodies, I'm somehow hurting somebody else. It just defies scientific sense. But we're not necessarily here to talk about masks. That's a big thing. Oh, no. It's an important subject, but it's a good example of some of the things that have gone on. And I've always been under the precedence that I can really help my community within 100 miles of where I live.
Yeah, amen.
And definitely my county, and we're in Jackson County. So really, it would be good for us to positively start getting neighbors and our community together to care about each other. And what comes along with that is better politicians in office that we support and better operations of things locally along the lines of the Constitution.
Which means we have to get involved.
Absolutely.
And I genuinely believe that there's patriots at every level. I genuinely believe that. You can take any agency, the FBI, you can take, the state legislature of Oregon, and you can put a line right down the middle, and you're going to get good people and you're going to get bad people.
When did the word patriot become a bad word?
Yeah, I agree.
It shouldn't be.
The whole thing is turned around.
You don't have to be from a political party to be a patriot.
Yeah. Patriot just means you care about and you love your country. And in order for us to do our part, because I know there's patriots doing their part all along the way, what can I do? Jackson County? I can do Jackson County.
Right.
So let me get involved in Jackson County. Let me become, and then this idea of petitions, okay, great. But my opinion, that's the definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over again, right? Now,
A lot of work.
yeah, petitions, and then you've got what else? Protests. Protests are a perversion. They're a misunderstanding of the First Amendment right to assembly. It doesn't work that way. This is not about begging and pleading with our government officials. This is about saying, hey, we the people, this is what we choose, and this is what we expect you to represent us for.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Now, you can't do that when you've got everybody having, they'd rather go have a beer and a barbecue than recognize what's going on down at City Hall. So it's a fine line.
It's easy to work hard, raise a family, and be asleep at the wheel. I became probably politically active in the last 5 years. I don't think I paid attention as closely before that. I paid attention, but I wasn't actively involved. I might have served here and there, but I definitely was asleep at the wheel. And hardworking people, raising families and those kind of things, you get busy, but when it slips away, you're harming your great grandkids that are unborn yet.
It's a level of responsibility that is, it's interesting to look at. It's
Civic duty.
It is, and it's like, wow, that's a lot of responsibility. But as soon as you take on that responsibility, you figure out, whoa, you embody that and you become that, and you realize, man, I didn't realize I could be that. What else can I be? And then we start to expand and we start to grow as people. Because what little bit I know about the Founding Fathers and during this period of time when they established the Declaration of Independence, or the Articles in the Declaration, these guys, they were young. They were what, mid-20s? And they were
incredible scholars for their time.
They were scholars. Look at what they wrote. They also were able to defend and protect their cities and their towns. They were businessmen. They were farmers. They were well-to-do, and they carried a lot of responsibility. But I think we're capable of that, and I think it's about stepping into that.
They did it because nobody else would.
Yeah.
If you think about that.
Yeah, that's true.
Nobody else would step up and do it, and they did. So I really think as much as we need to step up here in our local community, it's not half the commitment that they put out. They put their lives on the line. We're really talking about being a closer group of neighbors here and preserving some culture, history, and other things in our area that are important. And I like Southern Oregon.
Yeah.
I don't want to see it change too much. Change is good if it's positive change, but if we can all be positive, get together more, and be on the same track, I think great things could happen.
Definitely, and I think we're very fortunate to have the 3 commissioners that we have.
Yeah.
They're doing they're doing a good job. There's a lot of things I think that we would all like to see more of, but I have no doubt that they're doing what they feel is right, and it could be worse.
It could be way worse. Absolutely, yeah.
But that's it.
I'm proud of our commissioners in a lot of ways, and there are other people in politics that I'm pretty proud of here. Medford proper has a great mayor that's served here forever, and he has a vision of Medford being a destination place. Well, we're not a destination place right now. This isn't a place people come because there's the waterfront in Portland, or there's Shakespeare in Ashland. But it being a friendlier, safer place can't be a bad thing.
Yeah, and that's exactly why we, the people, have to decide. Okay, we have to speak in one voice, and we have to go, here's what we want, here's what we expect, and then we don't play these games that are the definition of insanity. When enough of us come together, when 100, 500, 1,000 of us come together, and we realize, oh, I really can love my neighbor. I really don't care what you believe about this or that. We can all still go enjoy a barbecue, can't we?
Absolutely.
And so once we do that, then we start to realize, what's really important are basic things, basic natural freedoms, God-given, unalienable freedoms. And yeah, I said it that way on purpose. When we start to speak in one accord, then I think it becomes a whole lot easier for the officials to go, no, this is what we're going to do, because they want our support as much as we want theirs. It's a two-way street.
Absolutely. And banding together to find out how we can all relate to each other, the different ways that we agree lends to more progress in what we'd like to see happen. So I can pick anybody and sit down and we can find ways to disagree, find things that we disagree about. But it's a little more effort to sit down with somebody and find the things that you agree upon and then take action and work towards them.
Short story for you. I visited an AA meeting with a friend of mine one time back in North Carolina, and we walked in, and well, the short version is that he told my buddy, he said, look, he said, you're going to look around this room and you're going to hear all kinds of horror stories. You're going to see some things that they really shake you up. And the first thought that enters your mind is going to be like, oh, that's not me. I don't have that problem. And he said, but I encourage you, and I've always remembered this. He said, I encourage you to listen for what's the same, not for what's different.
Yeah.
And that has stuck with me forever, and that is so true. What do we have in common? What can we build on together? The rest of it, we can sort it out. We can meet in the middle.
I would say, and I don't belong to a political party, but people here, a lot of them know that I'm pretty conservative in some ways, and I like gun rights and freedom of speech. I guess if that's conservative, I kind of thought it was for everybody.
That was an American.
but if you live in Southern Oregon, I would say that 95% of the people here probably have some of the same interests, no matter what party they go to, what church they go to or don't go to, what school their kids go to. There are a lot of similarities between you folks. I think it's time that we capitalize on those for our own benefit and our own community's benefit.
Yeah, this period that we're going through now as a nation in general, it's shocking, it's difficult, but we have to look at our mistakes and we have to take responsibility for them.
Absolutely.
And we can't repeat them. We can't do that. We have to decide, okay, what's important? How do we fix this? And how do we move forward? Because we have far more in common than we have differences. This idea of left and right and up and down, it's all designed to divide us, in my opinion. It's two sides of the same coin.
Divide us and collect money.
Yeah. What's the first rule? Divide and conquer. That's how you win.
And I'm putting Southern Oregon first.
We're putting Southern Oregon first, and so should you.
We put Oregon first. I think that's very important.